It's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuits, and this is the bank that I put together, and we worked on this last episode, and I didn't do a great job spray painting it, but that's okay. Let's get started. So the first thing we need is a piece of scrap cardboard, something like this, and we're gonna need a brush, something that can give us decent coverage, that's soft, and that we don't love. I don't like to beat up the brushes that I love. I'm going to get a little bit of this brown here, deep brown from the Dollar Tree, because in my Wild West terrain, this has been my painted desert stuff. My brush is damp. Getting some of my paint. And let's get it started. Okay. Now here, I didn't get enough coverage down in there, so I'm just going to get a little bit more there to make sure it goes down and covers the board underneath, so that's good and painted. And I'm not going to sweat it or make a big deal about it. Okay. And since I have some of this left, I'm going to use that for my stucco too. At least for the base coat on the stucco. I need a little bit more, actually. Okay. That's fair. Now let's get a medium brown. This is called Classic Caramel, and this is satin, but since we're going to clear coat it anyways and mix other paints in, I don't think it's going to be a big problem. So I'm going to get some water, some of that. We're going to start dipping that around, breaking up that coat. Now I'm getting a little bit of this khaki. And I'm going to do similar. Get my brush kind of wet. Get some of that khaki. Okay. Then come in here. Hit that some more. Give it some more variation. Alright, with that khaki, I'm going to do some other stuff too real quick. I'm going to come over here and drag it along these planks. I need a different brush. Here we go. Get some water. Get that khaki. And then I'm going to come over here. Okay. We're just going to drag that around and finish up the best we can. All right. Now I need a gray color. I'm going to use something kind of medium gray. This is called elephant gray, and this is kind of wet. Oh, that's super wet. I'm going to use that gray. And I'm going to paint my planks on the side here. And this does not have to be perfect, but you want to try to get pretty even coverage. And if you get a little bit of paint anywhere else, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. And once you get that done, come inside the jail part here. With that same stuff. Okay, so let's get the rest of this and mix it all together and just come with whatever color we get. Let's get some water. Kind of figure out what we get here. Okay, so it's a really, really ugly color, and we're going to use that to do the frame. Of that door. We could do it on the inside and the out with that same hideous color. All right, brush down. Let's set this cardboard off to the side. Let's hot air gun this and see if we can. Okay, get a new slice of cardstock or something that you can do a dry brush on. I'm looking for a color called cottage gray. I can't seem to find. Is that it? Here we go. I'm gonna get a little bit of this cottage gray. Some of this khaki. I'm gonna get a really soft brush from the Dollar Tree, like this. Get some of that gray on my brush, some of that brown on my brush. Okay. I'm gonna wipe a lot of that off. I'm going to hit everything with it around the outside. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to hit the inside up. Just try to lighten up the walls some. And I'm not painting this, I'm just kind of changing the tone. I'm just using that khaki for this part. You don't need to paint all this. They're going to get the gist of what you're trying to capture right off the bat, okay? All right. Now we want a flat brush. Something like that. We want to get that granite color. And we want to paint the floor in there, back there in the vault with that. Then we want to do khaki. On the front part of the bank where the office part's going to be. We're going to have to make some scatter for this too. Now, I'm not going for perfection here. You could mask this and tape this and achieve any kind of perfection level you wanted to with relatively little effort. Okay. All right. Let's get some of this clean work done, do trim and stuff, and then put a wash on this. So for my trim, I'm using dark brown and water. I'm going to make sure my brush is damp. And then I'm going to paint all my trim up. Move this up so you guys can see what I'm doing a little better. I'm just taking my dark brown over top of whatever colors I have down. And I'm not sweating it. Now, if there's any kind of imperfections or mistakes or things you just absolutely cannot live with, you can go back and clean it up. But as far as painting on the inside of these popsicle sticks and stuff, I mean you can do it, but man, is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe in some spots it could be, but I just feel like it wouldn't be. And you don't have to do perfect, especially since we're going to come back and hit all this with a wash. In those areas like this right here on top of that popsicle stick, I bet you that wash is going to soak in and settle right there some. Kind of hide some of this. But I don't know. If anybody knows what a Sigma boy is, please put that in the comments. So, if your party is a bunch of good guys, how do you get them to rob a bank? Well, first of all, if this forces of evil are hiding behind laws to protect their shenanigans, that's too easy. They've stowed some horrible relic they need for their massive plan in the bank. And they have to go get it, and rationalizing with the law of that town or that area to get permission to go in and do it is not happening. Maybe that even alerts them to be on the guard that you're coming for it if you've asked about it. Keep that in mind as you're running these games. So, let's just say in theory, they've decided they have to steal it. Have a sweet bank heist. Try not to kill anybody, try not to get caught. Now, in a small bank like this, I would wager that it's pretty difficult to steal from this bank without killing anybody. But maybe they can lure people away or create some kind of distraction and knock one or two people out. You know, players are creative and they think of dumb shit all the time. They might think of a solution you didn't even think of. It's really hard to say. I really want to tell you what my thoughts are on the bank, but some of my players do watch the channel, so I don't want to spoil anything. When I come back and do the scatter train, I'll show you how to make a standy bolt door and stuff. A standy bolt door is a lot more rational than a flipping bolt door for something like this. It really just is. When I say standy, I just mean something little on a base that stands up and represents what you need it to. I just realized that maybe you guys don't call it that. I don't know if that's what it's really called. All right. That'll definitely suffice for our bank. Let's get some hot air on it and a wash. Hot air time. plastic tray. Where did I put that? Ah, there we go. I'm using a plastic tray because I don't want to make a giant mess. Alright, I have a little metal pan to do my washing so that I don't make a big mess and so that I can come back with it later and reuse it. It's a lot of wash. You can use any kind of brush for this. I'm going to use something doofy. Just like this, like crappy plastic handle fake paintbrush that I don't even know where I got it. I recommend that you come back in and dry brush when this is fully dry. That you dry brush the ground around there to clean that back up if you have to. I would. You don't have to. All right, so I would say that I want to dab that up a little bit, that stucco. And then I would let the rest of this dry and get crusty. And I would come back and dry brush around the edges and clean that black up. And then the roof, like I said, any square kind of roof with planks on it would be good. I can use my sheriff's department one probably for this, or I could just make one real quick. But this will be a good bank. And then when you make your vault door, it's going to be even cooler. So I'm going to set this off in front of a fan after I get a photo of it. And I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. Sorry, I just got to get a weird spot on the floor there. Okay. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all the happy crappy that makes the channel grow. Until then, check out dungeonswag.com and the Discord. They're both linked in the description. Thanks for watching.